my name is Medi Armovich. I'm going to be giving my informative speech. I'm going to show my 6 people here because I couldn't quite figure out how to show them all while I talk. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let me get set up here. Okay. So my speech is about the ketogenic diet. So eating clean can be very difficult for many people. Finding the right foods to eat while also supplementing your body with appropriate nutrients can prove to be a big challenge in carrying out a healthy lifestyle. So what is a ketogenic diet? A ketogenic diet is a diet low in carbs, low in grains, low in gluten, and high in fat, high in healthy fats. So what essentially this does for your body is by doing all these things, the low fat, or the high fat, low carbs, low grains, and low gluten, your body produces ketones, which are then metabolized by the liver and used as energy. So I'm going to begin my speech by talking about low carbs and low sugar. Sugar, when you eat it, it raises your blood sugar, which is also known as your glucose load, which increases insulin production. When you have an increased insulin production, your body starts to store the insulin in fat cells and adipose tissue. So instead of using it as energy, it is used to be stored as fat. Fructose, which is another type of sugar, is metabolized by your liver. With this happening, you have an abnormal increase in fat in your bloodstream. There is a hormone called ghrelin, and ghrelin is produced when you have sugar. Ghrelin is the hormone that creates the feeling of starvation. When you eat sugar, your ghrelin level is very much increased, so you have more feelings of starvation. Along with this, leptin is another hormone produced by your body when you eat sugar. Leptin makes your body feel full. So when you're eating sugar, the leptin level goes down, causing your body to not feel full. And this is why we can continue to consume food and consume food. When we talk about carbs, it's kind of the same way sugar goes with our body. It increases our blood sugar or glucose load, which then, gets stored as fat in adipose tissue, which is fat tissue essentially. There are healthy carbs you can have, and healthy carbs include your fruits and your vegetables and your nuts, and these are okay. But your body has a carbohydrate load, or a capacity. And in the American diet these days, we are very much exceeding that capacity. And so that's why a lot of times we end up gaining more fat than we do producing, energy, I guess. So now I'm going to talk about grains and gluten. Grains are carbs, so that kind of ties in with the carbohydrate. There is a threshold with carbs, as I talked about before, so a lot of times we are exceeding that threshold. Gliadin is a protein in gluten, and this can create an inflammatory response in your body. And inflammatory responses can be good when you're injured, but when you're eating food that is causing this, it's not so great for your body. And with this gliadin, a lot of people have issues with leaky gut syndrome, which can be caused by consuming too much gluten. Amylopectin A also creates an inflammatory response, and that is also in gluten, and that can contribute to obesity, heart disease, and cancer. Lastly, I'm going to talk about why fat is not as bad as we make it out to be. Your body needs fat to fuel itself. Fat is actually the preferred method for energy storage and usage. On the contrary to carbs, your body really does not have a storage capacity for healthy fat, whereas your body does have that capacity for carbs. Carbs aren't actually essential for your body, whereas fats are. So it's really important to be eating healthy fats, and those can be fish, nuts, anything from avocados. There's a lot of different healthy fats you can have. Another interesting thing about having healthy fats is that when you have sugar, how I talked about the ghrelin and the leptin, when you have healthy fats, you have an increased leptin level, which makes you feel more full, and a decreased ghrelin level, which makes you feel less starved, if you will. So in short, the ketogenic diet talks about having low carbs, low grains, low gluten, and high amounts of healthy fat. And so I think that this is important for people to know about because I think it's a really good way, to go about eating, I suppose. So yeah, I guess that is my speech.